I feel like you just described like a weird Legion of Doom. Like the butt fumbler is like a bad Batman villain from the 60s. The Riddler, the Joker, the butt fumbler.
Jumping Johannesburg, Batman, it's the butt fumbler.
The Crier, the Darkness Retreater. Best friends with the Hat Man.
Watch out, Sam Darnold is going to try and kiss you with his... Wait, did he have a mono?
Mono!
The germ spreader. He has six
with
senses.
the kissing disease.
But he can't see ghosts. He can only see mononucleosis. Tonight on Days of Our Jets.
Days of Our Jets.
That's such a good title.
Speaking of getting the party started.
For the victory lap, though. They ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door. Ask me if I should overcome, what for? Train in the trees, please pardon my sycamore. Touch burning sands, cross lands, and stormy shore seasons in the year, yeah. Switch gears, we keeping haters in the rear. At the blood, sweat, and tears, and my goal so near. I see my victory so clear. I see my victory so clear. And today, we break through. 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 And today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 85 of the Gridiron Podcast, the only podcast in the world that combines all the grit of Formula One and the iron of American football. I'm Sean Barie. Joining me, as always, is our bald behemoth holding down the fort in the land. We're very lucky to have a special guest today. Nick Shook is absent from the podcast, and in his place is Stone Cold Steve Austin, brother.
Drink a beer, another beer, tequila. Here we go.
For those of you watching on YouTube and Twitch, Nick is wearing a Stone Cold Steve Austin vest and nothing else.
I mean, I have shorts on.
Well, okay, yeah, that's... I'm not asking you to stand up and show us your shorts, but, like, yeah.
Show us your shorts.
Show us your shorts. Our resident NFL.com talent writer, Nick Shook, holding down the fort in the land, and then also holding down the fort up in Kimberley, British Columbia, messed that one up, is our Canadian queen, flexing on the haters. It's Katie Caldwell.
Hi, friends. Just so we're aware, Nick was wearing a normal shirt and then left for like 30 seconds and then came back wearing only this vest.
I mean, I gotta let the chest hair, I gotta let all the taco meat out, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be in character for the Halloween episode. Halloween's this week.
Taco meat. Oh, fire me into the sun.
Oh, boy. All right. So if you're new here, we talk about Formula One and football on this podcast because, well, we love Formula One, we love football, and all of us cover it. So, yeah, that's what we do for fun. If you're new here as well, you can find us on Instagram. It's our only social. No, we have TikTok now, too. We're on TikTok, and we're on Instagram, at Gridiron Pod. You can find us there, at Gridiron Pod. And Katie, what is our TikTok again?
I think it's at Gridiron Pod too. Sometimes I'm guilty of forgetting that we're on TikTok, so that one is more of a like special occasion post.
I know. I know. It really is a labor of love there on the old TikTok. But we do post a lot on Instagram. You can get a hold of us there at Gridiron Pod, and then you can email us at thegridironpodcast2. That's thegridironpodcast2.
Damn those other three.
It's 3. It's the Gridiron Podcast 3. It's the Halloween episode, not the opposite day episode.
I forgot
Was that an
what number
honest
we
mistake?
were. I forgot what number we were.
And you repeated it.
How many times have we done this? Damn those other 2. It's not it. I'm glad Katie leaned in. Damn those other 3. Wow.
For the last, I don't know, year and a half, we have been saying our email as The Gridiron Podcast 3. Damn those other 2. Every week, without fail, that we record this podcast. And for some reason, my brain, on Tuesday, October 28th, in the year of our Lord 2025, forgot we were the Gridiron Podcast 3. So if you want to email us, here's the real email. It's the Gridiron Podcast 3. Damn those other 2 at gmail.com.
Our last episode started off the rails and stayed off for like 20 minutes, and I'm so glad this one's followed suit. It started with Nick's vest, Now we're into the email.
I blame myself for this one because I'm the one that's directing this crazy train off the rails so quickly. I apologize, but I digress. Let's move on. We normally start with football this week, guys, but we've got a lot to get to in the world of F1. Mexico City Grand Prix just wrapped up on Sunday 2 days ago, so we're going to get into that one because we have a new World Drivers' Championship leader. So let's start with Formula One, then we'll talk about the week that was in the NFL. Mexico City, guys, what a race. What a race.
4 wide at turn 1.
That was phenomenal. Just absolutely phenomenal. Lando Norris wins from pole, wins by 30 seconds over the rest of the field. Charles Leclerc comes home P2, Max Verstappen P3. Lando takes back the lead in the World Drivers' Championship standings over teammate Oscar Piastri by 1 point exactly. First time he's led the championship in, over like 160 days, something like that. It's been a long time since I think Oscar grabbed it at Saudi Arabia. It's been a very long time since Lando was P1 in the Drivers' Championship. And then Max Verstappen comes into the weekend 40 points back from the lead that was held by Oscar Piastri heading into this weekend, and he leaves 36 points back from Lando Norris. We are getting so tight at the top of the standings now as we head into the final 4 races of the season with 2 sprint races to go as well. Guys, your reaction from Mexico City. Katie, we'll start with you.
That was a really fun race, and it's fun that I feel like the last few seasons, Mexico City, everything's been kind of tied up with a bow on it by this point.
Yeah.
So it's really fun that everybody's still in it, and Carlos Sainz was the Nicholas Latifi in this one, where... And he parked his car in a good spot, but I'm sure we'll get into it. The virtual safety car that, yes, also had me pulling my hair out because that was so exciting. Also, the pit stop between Piastri and Kimi Antonelli.
Electric.
That was a big ball move right there, I will say.
This race 3 cars in.
This race had it all. This was a really fun one. And is George still technically in the running? I forgot to check.
I don't know if he's mathematically... I think he's still mathematically in it, yeah. There's like 156 points up for grabs or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But I know there's more than 150 points up for grabs. Mm-hmm. So I think that George is still in the running.
He is not beating the George Russell as a cop allegations after what he was up to on the radio this time. I'll just say that.
I just for clarity's sake, does George Russell still have a car up his...
Up his ass, that he said multiple times when he's being told to manage his brakes and then his tire temps, and he's like, I have a car up my ass.
Multiple times, Mercedes George Russell was being relayed information on the radio, and he just kept responding with, I have a blanking McLaren up my blanking blank.
Couldn't have happened to a funnier guy.
I'm sorry. The McLaren is where, George? It's where?
Yeah, it was a legendary sequence of radio messages from George. Whether it was him trying to tell them how to deploy their strategy and recommending they invert position so that he could chase a podium, despite overlooking the fact that his brakes weren't going to make it and his tires weren't going to make it, and he just didn't care. He was just seeing red the entire race. And then they're in there trying to tell him to manage it, and he's like you said, the car up his ass. And then the funniest part is the finish. What did he finish? P6, P7? He didn't even come close to a podium. It was great.
I think it was P7.
Ollie Behrman. We cannot skip over the king as well. This was a really fun Ollie Behrman race. Did you guys see his dad in the garage?
Yes.
Pitting and all.
Yeah.
Look, I'm told to believe that, the Behrmans have a bit of money. Do we think we could get Mr. Behrman a better fitting shirt?
Or antiperspirant.
Oh, did he have the swamp pits going?
Oh, yeah. They showed a shot of him. He's wearing a light, just a very soft pink polo shirt, very country club vibes of him. He was just missing the sweater tied around his neck. And he's like, yeah, let's go. And as he lifts his arms up, it's just
dripping.
4 shades darker down his armpits.
It was the smediumest of smediums ever worn in an F1 garage before. But he was happy for his kid because Ollie Behrman comes home P4 in a Haas. And the funniest part of Ollie Behrman's P4 was afterwards when he was in the media pen. He was asked about it because he passed Max, he passed Lewis when they were fighting with each other. And he said afterwards, I was kind of scared. like, willingly admitted, like, I just passed how many world championships between those two, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? I was a little scared, actually.
I don't know
Who
where I
wouldn't be?
am, and I'm scared.
Mom, can you please come get me?
Can you come
Lewis
pick
and
me
Max are fighting again.
The Lewis and Max fight was really funny, like broadcast-wise, because it took them forever to show the replay. And this was a replay I really, really wanted to see. And then all of a sudden they're like, okay, let's finally go back to that replay. And then you see in the little corner along the timing page, they're like, oh, Max and Lewis are bumping into each other right now. And we had to watch it on a screen for ants along the side.
Little picture-in-picture robbing us at the moment. And then by the time they shifted back to that as the main feed, the fight was over. And one of them... And the funniest part about it is, like, those first few laps, including that, but also the opening lap, like, so many cars are going just into runoffs and into the grass and everything. It's just like chaos because they're trying to keep the camera trained on what's actually happening on the track. But here goes Max off the left side because he locks up. Here goes Lewis off the right side because he's losing grip as well. Cars are sliding all over the track. And then Lando Norris just escapes all of it and runs his own race as if nothing happened.
Let's talk about that for a second, too, because what the hell are track limits? They don't exist, apparently, in Mexico City. So Mexico has the longest straight, the longest lead into Turn 1 on the F1 calendar. It's over 800 meters long. And, Katie, you mentioned it. We went into Turn 1 4 cars wide. When's the last time we have seen 4 cars wide into Turn 1? Not all of them stayed on the track. Nick, you mentioned it. Lando kind of avoided all of the chaos that was ensuing around him. Lance Stroll was spinning. Carlos Sainz banged. Was it Carlos Sainz that banged into Liam Lawson, or was it Alex Albon? It was A. Williams. Cars were banging into one another. There was contact between the Ferraris and Max, and everyone is just, cutting daisies, going into the grass. And Lando's just kind of like, la-di-da, la-di-da. He survives.
Charles Leclerc leaving ample space for Lewis Hamilton. A great demonstration, a great display of teamwork. Yeah. Even when you're battling for position. Like, yeah, I could squeeze you off. I could box you in here. No, I'm going to leave you just enough space. And then Max takes the outside, and all of a sudden we're 4 wide, which is literally the width of the track. Like, there was no extra track left. By the way, Katie, you're all excited about meters. 800 meters for those of you using the Imperial system, 2,624 feet, 0.67.
It's half a mile. It's literally half a mile down to Turn 1.
What's a mile?
It's literally 1.37 kilometers.
What the F is a kilometer?
The runoff areas in Mexico City, I always forget how funny they are because there's just so much grass everywhere.
Yeah.
And then there's this one little, like, paved road that's not even as wide as an F1 car. I'm like, is that supposed to be how they're getting back onto the track? That weird little, like, landing strip of a road.
And Lewis had to take that escape road, escape deer path, if you want to call it that, at turn 6 or turn 4 or 5, whatever it is, on lap 6. We'll talk about lap 1 first. At turn 1, Max and Charles go wide at turn 1. Both have to concede the place back to Lando, who stayed on track. Kimi and Liam wide at turn 3, along with whoever that Williams was who banged into Liam and basically cost him his race. Then Lance spun. Then on lap 6, when Max and Lewis were fighting, Max bangs wheels with Lewis at turn 1, goes off the track, does not give the position back to Lewis. I guess it was determined later on that he had, he was ahead of Lewis when he went off track. I'm not exactly sure. Then at the next turn, Lewis goes off the track, takes that odd escape road that's not really a road at all, that's about as big as a Vespa or as wide as a Vespa. He cuts the corner, gains an advantage, does not give the place back to Max, and gets a 10-second penalty for it. The FIA was having a field day with all of these track limits yesterday, or Sunday.
I mean, it was inconsistent. I thought Lewis got dinged a little too harshly. 10 seconds is something that you give to somebody who actually did something that deserves punitive measures.
10 seconds was crazy.
Right.
That's a lot. That is a lot. And to Lewis's credit, he still stayed in the fight. He ended up P8, but I mean, you wonder if even he had 5 more seconds. I don't know. That would have been the difference between him and George Russell. He could have made a push at him at the end of the race. It was also a weird race because of so many different strategies, like Red Bull going on the 1-stop, a lot of other drivers switching from a 1-stop to a 2-stop, and the chaos that ensued within those circumstances. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts. It was one of the more entertaining races of the year.
Red Bull on a 1-stop, but JP on the radio, not knowing he's on the radio, being like, are we doing a 1 or a 2-stop? And Max is like, you're talking to me right now.
He's I can hear everything.
I can hear what you're saying right now. And I wish you knew this. I wish you weren't asking this right now.
Yeah.
We're doing a 1-stop question?
We are checking.
We are checking. It was a great race for Max. Starts P5, finishes P3, and what a race it was at the end as well. He was on softs that were still coming alive. The Ferraris were kind of limping home on an old set of mediums. That was the strategy that worked so well for McLaren. They did a one-stop as well. They went from softs to mediums. I'm kind of surprised that those tires held up so well on the McLarens. But Katie, I even texted you because I knew Nick wasn't live. During the race, I said McLaren tire dig advantage is so back. Like we saw that all season long where their tires did not dig. And they're back. They were having problems with tire dig last couple of races, last couple of weeks. I don't know if it was track specific, weather, or what. It seems like they should have had some tire problems in Mexico City. The track was 127 degrees Fahrenheit at the race's start. I believe that's 57 degrees Celsius. Am I thereabouts, Katie?
I don't know. Fahrenheit makes no sense to me.
52.7.
52.7.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. All right.
I did that off the top of my head.
Point is, it was hot out in Mexico City on Sunday, and the McLaren's tires held up brilliantly. Oscar still had a really good drive despite starting P8. He finishes P5, and again, 1 point behind Lando for the World Drivers' Championship now. But final couple laps of the race, you had Oscar, who was trying to track down Ollie Behrman in P4. Had Oscar finished P4, he would still be in the lead by 1 point in the Drivers' Championship. But what happened, Nick? Because we also had Max trying to chase down Charles for P2, and he was going to get him. He was going to get him. But what, Nick, what happened? Take us through what happened on the penultimate lap.
What is one of the most consistent rules in open wheel racing? When you go into the last lap and you're in a fight, you don't want to be the car ahead. You want to be the car behind.
Yeah.
And Max was perfectly positioned. He was all over the rear diffuser of Charles Leclerc.
I mean, in reality, it was Charles that had a car up his ass.
Literally. Literally. And Max is going to make he's going to attempt the overtake, but there's like 2 turns in which it's really doable. The first one is turn 1.
And he had 2 laps to do it, too. He was going to have 2 full laps to get this move done.
And he was closing, and it was going to happen. Like, it was, he had the tire advantage. He had the pace. And then Carlos Sainz goes off the track at turn 16.
Yeah.
And it forces a yellow flag, which
now,
in a yellow flag, you can't be...
Was Carlos's car, like, in the middle of the runoff area? Was it in the middle of the track? Was it in anybody's way?
No.
Okay. Where was his car?
It was actually safely parked, like, behind a barrier.
Right. On one of the slowest corners.
And I know what you're doing, Sean, and I resist what you're doing. This is nefarious as hell. This is absolutely nefarious.
No. Please continue. I will save my thoughts after you make your point. Please go ahead.
So there's a yellow flag in that area, understandably so, because the car is stopped. Not super close to the road, but in the range, right? And then in the last lap, Max is, in perfect position to pull off the overtake. And I am sitting on the couch today watching, going, come on, Max! Come on, Max! Do it! Let's go! Come on!
Just
and
like
then
that.
The stewards deployed the virtual safety car, which forces drivers to slow as if they're behind the actual safety car, and eliminates Max's chance to overtake Charles Leclerc.
Now, with 2 laps to go, Nick, or at this point about a lap and a half to go, surely the race ended under a virtual safety car, right?
No, it didn't. It ended on the last lap.
So it did not end under a virtual safety car? You're telling me that they gave us 1/2 a lap of racing?
No, it ended with 4 turns left in the race.
Yeah.
When Max had lost his advantage, his pace advantage, his opportunity to overtake. He didn't have a full lap to do it, to battle. I know what you're doing.
No, I'm not doing
This isn't 2021.
Katie,
Abu Dhabi.
go ahead. What are your thoughts?
The track known as what, Katie?
Yes, Marina.
Katie,
Yeah,
what
it was
were
more
your
like,
thoughts?
no, Mexico on Sunday.
No,
What were your
Mexico.
thoughts on the virtual safety car there at the end, Katie?
I thought that Carlos's car should have been retired by that point anyways, because he was having issues where he couldn't stop speeding in the pit lane. And then you kind of felt like, and he wasn't even close to being in the running, that it was like, why is this car even on the track anyways? Just take it out of the race. And then the broadcasters kept saying, why, like, he's parked fine, this should just be a yellow flag. And then it felt like the
Flag.
virtual safety car was called so late and for such a short period of time that I did find myself screaming at the television, which I do when I have problems with the FIA. No, Michael, this is so not right. And you better believe I was screaming, and I know Michael's not there anymore, but I was screaming at Michael in this moment. It was such a short amount of time, like it wasn't even a full lap, it felt like, that it was the VSC. And then the broadcasters were saying, well, he might have enough time to make the pass here, and then no, that would have been it. And it ended so anticlimactic for what it should have been, because you're right, Nick, like, you don't want to be Charles in that situation where Max is behind you and Max has clear opportunities to pass, and it just felt like we were frigged over by the VSC that didn't need to exist.
Yes.
That didn't need to happen.
It's very unnecessary. It's not like Nicholas Latifi fired his car into a wall and there was debris all over the track or anything.
Right.
No,
Pour
it wasn't
one
that
out.
at all. Yeah.
Pour one out for my Canadian king that changed the course of history.
It also ruined what would have been an incredible final stint for Max Verstappen. Like, who was on a one-stop, who was struggling with mediums earlier, goes to softs, gets incredible longevity out of them.
The softs were the tire, man.
Yeah, but usually softs don't last that long.
No,
He ran them
were-
for like 30-some laps. Like,
Same
it was
with Lando. Same with Lando's first stint too. They said the pit window for the softs was like 23 to 28 laps. Lando, I think, went like 34, 35 laps on those softs. He was great.
Well, he's in clean air and he's not challenged,
yeah.
so it's a little bit different. But Max is trying to make up ground. He's also cutting through traffic to make up that ground. Finally gets there, and it just felt so, I hate to say it, unfair, just because I wanted to see a thrilling finish, and because you hear GP on the radio being like, this is an incredible stint, like, you're close, like, finish the job. And he was gonna finish the job until the opportunity was taken from him.
I will say this.
Go ahead, John.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I loved hearing GP hype up Max because I've never really heard that before. Like, we've
usually
heard so many
bickering.
times, like, Bono with Lewis being like, it's okay, like, you're doing great. But I've never really heard GP hype up Max like that. And I was like, man, I'm kind of hyped right now.
Yeah, I was like, he's gonna do it, it's gonna make it, here we go, this is exactly what we need to as we get close to the end of the season, this is great. Nope.
F1 fans were robbed of a fantastic finish to that race, both for P2 and for P4, with that fight between Ollie and Oscar.
And for championship fight.
Exactly. I mean, this could have implications down the road. It really could. That being said, 1 week ago, what did I say on this podcast? On this very podcast, Nick was saying, "Oh, Max is coming back. He's gonna get." I'm like, "Hey, Nick, calm down. Remember, the FIA loves to insert itself into these championship fights. We could find ourselves in a situation like 2021, where we're in Abu Dhabi, and the FIA is like, I don't know, and they could fabricate something to, go against Max and hurt his chances at winning a title. It wasn't even a week later. It was 5 days after I said those words that they're like, I don't know. Is that car behind enough of the barrier? I better do a virtual safety car and ruin this race for everyone watching at home and literally take points away from our 4-time * defending World Drivers' Champion." It wasn't even a week later. My words became reality, Nick. And this is just the first time.
Your victory lap
more
is
races
growing
to do this.
tiresome. I'm getting tired of you circling the track, waving your victory flag. I get it.
I'm not.
That was great.
I actually am waving my victory flag.
Very, very hard.
I am
right
just
now.
saying,
like his arms are tired.
It happened. It literally happened, and they still have 4 more races and 2 sprint races to insert themselves more. I'm not saying it's always going to be in Max's favor or against Max's favor, but the FIA loves to insert themselves into a championship fight.
They do have main character energy in a situation where you don't want them to even be spoken about.
Well, I mean, fun fact, Nick and I, we spent, spoiler, we spent a lot. We spent like $500 each to go see the Miami Grand Prix a couple of years ago. We were only there to see the FIA. We actually were not there to watch any of the race. We just wanted to see the FIA.
It's just like the NFL. We're there to watch the referees, not the football. No, yeah, of course. No, but okay, I can't believe I'm in this position now that I'm going to defend them. But I can imagine a scenario in which those who make these decisions, these
what kind of world are we living in?
I know. You've done this to me with your victory lap, so congrats, Sean. You brought this on yourself. I could see a world in which those who make these snap decisions all sat in the room bickering with each other and being like, no, it needs to be a VSC. It's too dangerous. And then somebody was just like, make the call. And they deployed the VSC without considering all the ramifications of everything else that was going on in the race. I could see that. It doesn't feel like they necessarily overtly inserted themselves into this race.
No,
But
Michael.
God, it was a bad decision for the finish. Like, if you want the best product, you just roll with the yellow flag in that area and you let them race it, right? Finish it out. But
If Max loses the championship by 3 or fewer points, we will look back at that call and we will say, Katie,
I'm storming the Capitol.
I was going to say, no, Michael, no. But, okay, who's Ottawa or D.C.?
Parliament,
or both?
yeah.
Okay. It's not the answer I thought we were going to get. I thought I was setting you up for, no, Michael, no. But, okay.
I've really invested
do you,
myself in
Queen.
this Max coming back to the
Do
champion.
you, Queen?
yeah, me too. My happiness depends, not really, but it depends upon it. Damn it. That's all right. Luckily, he's still within range. He can still get it done. And Lando and Oscar are still going to... I mean, best case scenario is that Lando and Oscar, like, trade finishes where one's ahead of the other, and then Max is just like, maybe he beats them in this race and beats them in this race and finishes second between them in this race, and it stays close, but he's going to have to go on a run here now. Yeah, that was a bummer. I'm going to go to the chat real quick just to point out the homie Godsend here. He said, you can convert Celsius to Fahrenheit in your head, but it took you weeks to get the Indiana Jones nickname.
I think 6 or 7 weeks it was. That's an astute observation.
It was Godsend, but I was being facetious. I cannot do it in my head. I was using the power of Google.
I didn't want to call you out, but like I absolutely knew you did not do that in your head.
Did you not hear me typing on the keyboard?
No, I didn't actually. You have great
Good.
noise canceling microphones.
Good. My sound dampening efforts have succeeded.
All right. Next race is Brazil. We're going to Sao Paulo. That's not for another week, though, so we'll do predictions next week on the Gridiron Podcast.
I'll spoil it real quick. McLaren's going to win that race.
Yeah.
That track suits him
that
better.
track is. But we always say that, and I feel like Max is always strong there. It's going to be. I love that we have these three guys coming down to the wire here. It's 2021 on steroids. I hope, again, not trying to take a victory lap, but I hope the FIA doesn't insert itself into this championship because we are getting such great product on its own, right? F1 is doing this on its own. The FIA doesn't need to insert itself. I just have a funny feeling that they can't help themselves at the end of the day. But that McLaren, if it is anywhere near as good as it was in Mexico, this is going to be a fight to the end between Oscar and Lando. Max might get left behind, but
There's still always the chance that these two bang into each other on lap 1. Like, that's the thing about exactly what's going on with McLaren right now, is we could sit here the whole season and be like, they should win this one, and they should do that, and they should have a clear number 1 driver, which they don't. But yeah, I just don't trust them at all. Like, I will believe it when I see the trophy in one of their hands, because until then, McLaren simply can't stop losing to themselves. Also, what's going on with Oscar? What is going on with Oscar right now?
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I do want to talk about it because I don't understand. And I'm starting to kind of let myself believe a very low-stakes conspiracy theory that maybe they're just, like, not upgrading his car as much. Or because they didn't want to have to deal with people like us being like, when the hell are you going to figure out who your number 1 driver is? Do I think that's happening? No. But do I want to allow myself to believe it for chaos purposes? Maybe.
Or you really are going to storm the Capitol. You even believe in conspiracy theories now. Oscar this week even said they are on equal footing on all levels. Like, they are completely on equal footing. Because remember, McLaren said that there were repercussions for Lando banging into to Oscar in, what was that, Baku? And, yeah, like, just...
Lando's never going to see repercussions with that team.
Right.
As long as Zach Brown is there.
First of all, weird that a team comes out and says, yes, there are repercussions. What are they? They're repercussive.
We're never going to tell you. Papaya
Okay,
rules.
why are you announcing that if
Sit
you're
in the
not
corner
going
and
to
think
tell
about
us?
what you've done.
Exactly, and then Oscar takes out Lando in Austin, so now they are completely on equal footing. Everyone's equal, and we're all holding hands, kumbaya. You're right, but yeah, Oscar's kind of he's having a rough go the last couple of races.
For a while now, and I just don't really understand what has changed, because he felt like the stronger driver for the last kind of 2 seasons in Nick and I's eyes.
If in my mind I keep thinking that, look, this is the World Drivers' Championship we're talking about. What Oscar has been, this is his 3rd season in Formula One, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3rd season in Formula One, and we don't know how much pressure these guys are under. It seems like at the beginning of the year, Lando was handling that pressure worse than Oscar, and now it seems like Oscar is handling it worse than Lando. It's interesting to view it from that lens because Why are we snickering? What did I say?
I watched Nick go through so many different mental gymnastics, and all of them showed on his face, and it was just a really funny thing to watch.
Well, the last one, admittedly, was it wasn't a flip or a tumble or anything. It was because I raised my eyebrows so hard that I blurred my contacts and I couldn't see straight.
What? Pray tell, Steve Austin, what did I say that made you raise your eyebrows so much?
I'm feeling sad, melancholy.
Just how long Oscar's been in the sport is what my takeaway was you sitting there thinking...
Yeah, I was thinking really hard.
And it
then
showed.
I raised my eyebrows so hard that I, messed up my contacts and couldn't see. I was like, oh, God, I'm getting dizzy.
Anyways, go on, Sean. That's what made me laugh. I was trying to hide it, and then I couldn't stop laughing, and then...
Settle down there, little buddy. All right. I think it's a mental thing, honestly. I think it's a mental thing right now with Oscar, and the person that's handling this the best, obviously, is Max Verstappen, because been there, done that. That's why he's been able to come back into this fight.
It feels right that he would swoop in and steal it from both of them. Like, Dad's here, time to put the sons to bed.
Papa's home.
Daddy's here.
Yeah.
Is Max Verstappen daddy?
I mean, he is a dad.
He is now, yeah.
I think so. Who are the daddies of the track?
Lewis, Max, that's it.
That random
Nando.
That random mechanic from Ferrari.
Oh, Charles's front nose guy?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us more, Katie.
In the
If you've seen him, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't think Max is in the tier 1 daddy group. I don't think.
I think so.
I think he currently is, yeah.
Oh, definitely. He has
What
daddy
defines-
energy now.
Oh, well,
How many
yeah,
drivers has he sunned in his life? A lot over the last few years.
What?
You know, his son somebody, you know?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to explain that to you on the show.
Anyways, well, words I thought I'd never ever say. At least we do have multiple more sprint races coming up.
Who are you?
I know. It's like I
This-
don't even know myself anymore. And the
don't
reason
believe
I
this
say
for a
that is so I
second.
can keep cheering for Max. It's all confusing to me, too. It's uncomfortable. I'm having to look at myself in the mirror and ask a lot of questions right now.
I mean, I don't even know how to react to this. I don't believe... Now I feel like you're lying to me.
I would never do that. That's it for me, guys. That's all for me, guys.
Katie.
She just slinks out of the room. And you know, it's funny, Sean, you talk about Katie being a conspiracy theorist at this point. And I think tinfoil hat. And then I think all the foil that Katie needs in her hair when she's getting her hair colored. And I'm like, combine the two. Maybe she's got a point here. Maybe when she was sitting in a salon getting her hair done recently. You know, that one day that the show had to end quickly because Katie had to get her hair done after you bashed her hair.
People don't forget.
Maybe that was when McLaren decided, you know what, let's sabotage Oscar Piastri. See, I brought that all back together. You thought I was going off on a weird tangent. Nope.
You gonna tell me that timing's a coincidence? You can't.
Katie's literally trying to stop the steal.
Stop that count.
Let's move on to NFL talk, shall we?
Yeah,
This
that's
has
a good
been
point.
fun talking about F1. Mexico was just a phenomenal race. Can't wait for Brazil. The 3 title contenders surely going to fight this out the rest of the way. Again, it is Lando Norris, a 1-point lead in the World Drivers' Championship after his 32nd dominant win. We barely even talked about Lando, but that's how dominant his win was. It was the largest margin of victory in a race this season, but we barely even talked to him because there was so much else going on. That's it for F1. Let's switch gears now to the NFL. Nick, what week was it? Was it week 9?
It was week 8. Get it together, Sean.
I can't remember the weeks. It was week 8. All right.
That was a reasonable reaction.
What do we got here in the rundown? Oh, God. We have to talk about Sunday Night Football. Fine. Let's get this out of the way. Quickly, Nick, quickly. Give us your Sunday night recap between the Steelers and the Packers.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing too much at Katie holding me accountable there. She's right.
We have no fun on
okay.
this show.
None at all. We all hate each other. Sean hates his Pittsburgh Steelers right now, the way that they freaking melted down, collapsed, let the Packers figure out how to beat their defense, and offer very little to no resistance. Packers beat the Steelers on Sunday Night Football by a final score.
35-25.
At least their
Yeah,
uniforms
it's-
look sick.
God, those were some pretty uniforms, right? Aaron Rodgers, yellow is his color.
Let me
It wasn't
tell you,
even
nothing
yellow.
looks-
It was nude.
Nude pants,
nude
yellow
pants.
jerseys, matte yellow helmet. Nothing looks better than Aaron Rodgers, a banana and remember the show Bananas in Pajamas? That was the
in
Steelers.
pajamas.
Are coming down the
They
stairs.
looked like a freaking bunch of minions that were on their way to steal the moon.
Yeah,
That's what the meme was, at least. And honestly, I know Aaron Rodgers is what, like 42 years old.
41.
For some
61.
reason, what's up?
69.
41, 42.
69.
I try so hard to keep this show on the tracks, and the kids just, I mean, sometimes.
And Nick and I try so hard to remove it from the tracks.
Sometimes I just got to turn around while I'm driving this thing, and say, "I will turn this car right around. I will turn it around."
I will hit you with my ring hand.
Good Lord.
It's a Family Guy thing.
I forget what I was using.
It's not fog, it's condensation. It's on the outside of the window.
Aaron Rodgers looks old,
Condensation.
but for some reason, in those yellow helmets and yellow jerseys, he looked like he was in his 80s. He is. Aaron Rodgers is less than a decade older than us, and if we look like that at 41 in our early 40s, somebody shoot us.
Okay, I hope I'm not as wrinkly. I'm just now starting to get some forehead wrinkles. I do moisturize on a daily basis, but I am getting some gray hairs in my beard. Sean, you wouldn't know that. I understand. You wouldn't get it, but I am getting some gray hairs in my beard, and so I fear that I may start to take on the Rodgers look before long.
Nick taking shots at my ability or lack thereof to grow facial hair.
Well, you got it on the top of your head. I got it on my face.
Exactly. What I lack on my face, I make up for on my head. Lord, please never take my hair away. But yeah, just an observation. Aaron Rodgers looked old, just looked visibly old in those uniforms. Other than that, I mean, I think Aaron Rodgers has been a pleasant surprise this year. I thought if anything was going to go wrong, I'm not even. Nope,
No,
I'm
just keep going.
Blinders on. I'm
keep going.
Full steam ahead. I thought if anything was going to go wrong this season for the Steelers, it was going to be the 41-year-old quarterback. Now I know it's the highest-paid defense in the NFL, or pretending to be one. Like, per dollar, that defense is so horribly invested in that they just... How many times have they allowed someone to score 30 points or more this season?
Let me look at their schedule real quick, and I'll tell you.
Patriots, Browns,
Let's see,
and
32 points, 31 points.
Patriots, Browns, and Vikings.
Vikings, Browns. Last two games, they've given up 33 and 35 points. Yes, Sean, your team with the highly paid defense that you have bitched and moaned about for over a year currently ranks 30th in yards allowed per game.
Yep.
They rank 32nd in passing yards allowed per game. They are better against the run, 18th. And they are, that's too many to count, 32, 31, 30. Like 22nd or 21st in scoring defense.
And here's a stat that really scares me. In his last 10 games, TJ Watt has recorded more than half a sack twice.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Katie. Yes. Last 10 games, he's recorded more than half a sack only twice.
Oh, TJ Watt should be the defensive player of the year. He's the better edge rusher than Myles Garrett.
Yeah, this isn't a
he
great
was
week
this
for the
year, though.
TJ Watt, Myles Garrett discourse, is it?
Yeah, you were wrong.
Wasn't it only like 2 weeks ago we were talking about, they finally didn't look so overpaid and old on that defense, and then they brought us right back to where we were before.
Right back. I mean, last week against the Bengals, it was, hey, maybe let's put someone on Jamar Chase because there is no one within 15 yards of him, and that's not good. That's
Joe
not
Flacco
good
hitting
defense.
the Jamar Chase button.
Exactly. Just like, hey guys, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are going to run a slant. Maybe put someone over the top there. No? Okay, cool. We're just going to play zone the whole time. And that's the thing that I see from Steelers fans on social media is, they keep asking, why are we playing zone? Why are we playing zone? Because this defense can't play man. They are so old and slow that they cannot play man.
They can't even have Darius Slay on the field when they try to play man.
Correct. And now they're going to be without Deshaun Elliott for probably the rest of the season. He injured his knee on just one of the weirdest plays I have ever seen. The one time in the second half that the Steelers defense actually did get to Jordan Love, he just kind of throws up a floater. Deshaun Elliott runs past Tucker Kraft like he's just like, oh, hey, waves at him, runs past him. Tucker Kraft catches it and then rumbles for 59 yards and falls on Deshaun Elliott's knee and kind of bent in an awkward way. So they're probably going to be without him for a long time. It's just complete implosion from the Steelers in the second half. Good thing I was working, so I was distracted.
Yeah. I mean, there's two sides to this coin. The one is that the Steelers' defense still continues to stink, and there's no real way to fix it without changing who you are, which they're not going to do. And two, the Packers finally figured out how to find a bit of a rhythm offensively. Now, again, It wasn't a complete game. They still haven't played a complete game as an offense all season. But given the stakes and the adversity that they faced, I mean, they struggled so much in the first half of that game. And they were able to come back in the second half. And after getting to halftime down 16-7, rattle off, what is that, 28 points? Is that 4 touchdowns?
At one point in the second half, the Steelers had been outscored 28-3. It was automatic. Jordan Love had completed 20 straight passes. 20 straight. And look, I get it. The Packers are a good team. They are one of the favorites to go to the Super Bowl. It is just the fact that, hey, the Steelers were actually playing a pretty complete game in the first half. They were running the ball well. They were throwing the ball well. They were coming up with these sustained drives, and they were getting at least into field goal range. But, I mean, it was just complete implosion in the second half. And once again, a Mike Tomlin-led team cannot make halftime adjustments. I don't know if they refuse to, or they don't know how to recognize them or implement them. They just don't.
They didn't really need to because they had the advantage, and then the Packers made the halftime adjustments, and the Steelers had no answer.
Okay, then they can't make in-game adjustments.
That is accurate. Here's the good thing, Sean. You're in arguably one of the worst divisions in football, at least in terms of record. At 4-3, you are in first place. The Bengals, we'll get to that, are not close.
Oh boy,
could have been closer to tying you, which they don't look great. And the Ravens have been so bad for so long, and yet could get interesting. The good news is that you're in first place now. By the time we get to Christmas, that may not be the case.
It gets cold in Pittsburgh. Around the holidays,
You're
it's starting
what?
to, right? I'm given to believe that old people don't like the cold, so we'll see how Aaron Rodgers holds up. I know he played his entire career in Green Bay, but towards the end there, and I'm just saying, old bones. That's why they all come to Florida. Had he come to the Buccaneers or the Dolphins or the Jags, I don't know. Maybe he'd find that Tom Brady fountain of youth down here in Florida.
I have a Packers question for you guys. Where
Please.
do we rank them in the NFC right now? Because when you talk about how they didn't play a complete game, I'm not as worried about that because most people around them aren't playing a complete game either. Like, if we have them behind the Eagles, it's like, look how many times the Eagles have looked like a tale of two halves or a tale of whatever. I think, they're pretty up there in the NFC for me. Where do you guys have them?
That's a good question. The NFC, I think, is deeper than the AFC, but I don't think it's as top
Which is
heavy.
weird to say and
Right,
weird to
yeah.
think after
It's
how many
definitely-
years of...
There's definitely more parity in the NFC, I think. I agree with you, Nick. But, yeah, like, when you look at the AFC, you've got the Chiefs, you've got the Bills. You have those teams up there. But,
No, the Bills are frauds, dude. I'm sorry. They're freaking frauds. They're not going to win the division.
I mean, yes,
frauds.
they are, but they also come out and beat the Panthers 40-9 on the road.
Yeah, okay.
I know,
Yeah.
I know they're frauds, but also, I would put, let's see, to answer your question, Katie, I think I would put the Packers at the top, and then depending on the week, you can kind of just move around and jostle them. Like the one week, the Lions could be there, the Eagles could be there. Heck, the Niners don't look too bad. I mean, the Rams,
The Niners look awful in that game. Their injuries finally caught up with them.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And a bad
Sorry.
Mac Jones game. The Niners was
terrible. It's not as bad.
Oh, my
not as
God.
fast.
They
No,
lost
that
the
was
Texans.
the Niners looked like ass.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Allow me. I'm going to reverse this on you real quick. Are you just now finding out about this, Sean?
Yes, but it wasn't 7 weeks after the game was played, Nick. When you found out about the
24 hours.
Indiana Jones, Daniel Jones nickname, it was,
All right, but what
7
about
weeks
Jamar
into the
Chase's
season.
comment, the certain style of dog that they thought that the Steelers would treat them as?
And in reality, it was Jamar Chase.
Wasn't a hot dog. Wasn't a wiener dog.
Wasn't a cooked dog.
Uncooked
It
dog.
certainly wasn't a cooked dog.
It was a little on the rare side, you could say.
Yes, we'll go with that. A lot of.
I'm sorry, I was
the
working
old
Sunday.
rare
I didn't
dog.
get a chance to watch all the games and catch up
Oh,
with them.
now you
I'm
know
sorry.
how I feel. I think if the Eagles could get out of their own damn way and cut the
What's
drama
the key to
bullshit
that,
out.
though? What is the key to doing that?
They played their
this-
first complete game of the season on Sunday.
yeah.
And they didn't have A.J. Brown on the field, which, does that mean they're going to trade him? I don't know. There's a lot of drama with that team, but they're still very
for
good.
no
Their
reason.
defense is coming around. Their defense has played better in the last couple of weeks, which I think is the biggest key for them.
Look, gun to my head, at the end of the season, I think the Eagles will be there. I think the Packers will be there. I think the Rams have a chance to be there. So I would put the Packers in the top three
I'll
in the
pick
NFC.
my playoff teams right now. Okay. Eagles, Packers, Lions, Bucks, Seahawks, Rams, Niners. That's your 7. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's your 7.
For the
No
second time this
Andy
podcast, Nick has done
Dalton-led
math.
Panthers?
Oh, shocking, Katie. Not going to ride with the red rifle? That's his own nickname, by the way. But if I had to choose I don't feel good enough to put the Packers in the front, but I don't feel good enough about... Maybe the Seahawks are there. I don't
Hell
know.
yeah.
Maybe the Seahawks are there.
Which is crazy to think, because after that first game of the season, the Seahawks just looked like, again, one of the better teams in the NFC. I mean, they came out in the first week, kind of laid an egg. But again, all these early season games are like,
Parody,
preseason.
man. Parody.
And now we're starting to get into the point of the season where we can say, okay, this team is good. Okay, this team is good. Speaking of good teams, how about the Chargers, guys? How about the Chargers? 37-10 win over the Vikings. Justin Herbert looked great. 3 touchdowns. Just, are the Chargers starting to kind of be on the come up here?
I have a very hard time figuring that. There's a lot of teams that I'm like, I don't know who you're going to be week to week. Like, the Dolphins blasted the Falcons. Falcons, like, looked punchless in that game. I'm like, what the... The Dolphins, the team we thought was going to fire their coach last week, you're just going to come out and drop a 34-point bomb on the Falcons in Atlanta. It doesn't make... This league doesn't make any sense this year. It's driving me insane.
Fun story. I was watching...
I'd be losing hair.
Fun story. I was watching Monday Night Football with a buddy last night who is from Atlanta. We are at the sports bar down the street. He was wearing a Matt Ryan t-shirt, and just in the middle of him, like, eating his wings, watching Monday Night Football, he just goes, I think I'm giving up my Falcons fandom. I don't think I'm going to cheer for them anymore. Like, just out of the blue, I didn't say anything about the Falcons or this and that. He's like, yeah, I think I'm not going to be a Falcons fan anymore. Just, that's he's like,
Talk about a
it's just the same
frustrating
thing.
team.
Just the same thing every year. They always suck. I'm like, you okay there, bud? Everything okay at home?
I would
You
count
and your girl
2
good?
teams
Like,
that are in that company right now. It's the Falcons and the Commanders for vastly different reasons. The Falcons can't be a consistent team. You think they have a defense one week, and then they just get shredded by the Dolphins. The Commanders'
And the
injuries have
Panthers.
piled up. No, I know the Panthers are not what their record is, but it's fine. They're on a different path. The Commanders and Falcons...
no. I mean, like, they got shredded by the Panthers. They got blanked by the Panthers
Was
30
that
to nothing a
30-0?
couple of weeks ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
30-0.
yeah.
So, if you're a
It's
Falcons
Michael
fan, I
Penix's
mean,
worst game of his career.
yeah,
But, like,
yikes.
the Commanders, I think that their season could take a very sharp downturn. I know we've completely deviated from the Chargers, and we'll get back to that.
It's okay.
But, like, I think the Commanders are in for a really rough stretch right now. The toughest part of their schedule began last night with that loss to the Chiefs, in which they didn't really look that competitive. And without their quarterback, and they've had some injuries in a number of different spots, and the defense that's old and slow, which we knew, but they were, overachieving, I think they're headed toward a dark place. Not a dark place, but a disappointing place, because they were expected to follow up the run to the NFC Championship game with something even better. But it's hard to do that when you lack your star quarterback. The Falcons, I just don't know. They don't know who they are. They don't know how they want to run an offense. Like, one game, we're going to lean on Bijan, and we're going to lean on Bijan here. And this game, we're going to throw it to Drake London, Kyle Pitts. And Michael Penix is just going to, do his job and not make mistakes. And then
Guys,
another
Bijan
week...
Robinson has too many rushing yards.
yes,
Tyler Algier, you want to get him some touches?
Penix
no,
can't
let's
play?
not do that.
Kirk Cousins is in?
Yeah.
Let's not lean on one of the best players in the NFL.
Especially when Drake
gosh.
London is all of a sudden out.
Yes, and I understand you have to overcome those challenges, but why not lean on your best guy? It just made no sense. I don't know if they know who they are, and their reliance on the pistol is still mystifying, especially when you have Kirk Cousins in there. Put him under center, for God's sake.
The week before, I thought that it spoke more about the 49ers defense of like, wow, finally someone was able to bottle up Bijan, and then I watched them the next week, and I'm like, oh, maybe that wasn't a 49ers thing. Maybe that's a Falcons or ass thing.
It's a Falcons don't know who they want to be thing. And I understand that you can't force feed a guy if it's not there, but he was like a non-factor in that game. That was just one of the weirdest performances I've seen from a team over the course of this season. But to bring it all the way back to the Chargers, I also have a hard time pinning them down, but if you look at their schedule, they have quality wins. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Broncos. I guess Minnesota's a quality win. Their losses are mystifying. They lost to the Giants in Jackson Dart's first start. They lost to the Commanders, in which they had a 10-0 lead and then just fell apart, but they didn't have their offensive line healthy. Justin Herbert didn't really have any time to throw in that game. They barely beat the Dolphins. They lose to the Colts. in a game in which the Colts prove their superiority, which they continue to do. And then they just take care of business against the Vikings, who Carson Wentz was... During the game, you see him wearing a brace on his left shoulder. You see him grimacing in pain and holding his arm. I've been there. I've done that. I finished the game with a torn labrum before, and I'm like, that's a torn labrum. Like, I guarantee you he's playing through a torn labrum right now. At one point, I even tweeted, I was like, I, for one, would not like to watch Carson Wentz continue to play with a torn labrum. 5 days later, it comes out that he has suffered a torn labrum and is out for the rest of the season because he needs surgery. How can you do this? J.J. McCarthy's in uniform on the sideline as your emergency third quarterback and is capable enough of hopping over a defender who gets a player who gets knocked into the sideline over. Play the kid. What are you doing, Vikings? Like, so is that a quality win? I don't know. And then the Chargers are going to blast the Titans this week. So we'll find out a lot about them and about the Steelers in 2 weeks when they play in Week 10. We'll find out a little bit about the Jaguars when they play in Week 11. But overall, as I've been saying for weeks, we don't know shit about what's going on in the NFL right now.
Katie, can I borrow your tinfoil hat real quick?
Sure, you bet.
I thank you. I'm going to put my foil hat
the election
on.
was stolen. I'm just kidding.
We're losing Katie to the right
She
wing.
off the rails pretty quick, eh?
So my conspiracy theory is I think J.J. McCarthy's ass. I think the Vikings know that. I think they don't want to put him out there.
I had more questions about J.J. McCarthy after that game because of how they dealt with the Carson Wentz situation when he was clearly hurt out there. And yeah, like McCarthy's on the side in his uniform, and I'm going like, put him in. Like obviously, just put him in. And I don't know why they wouldn't. I didn't understand that.
He comes back to practice a couple of weeks ago, still says he doesn't feel right, so they're like, all right, you take your time, buddy. We're not trying to rush you back. He's playing in his second season in the NFL, and he's played, 2 games? Get him out there. At some point, you have to get him out there. Like, I get you want to make sure that he is healthy, obviously. Clearly didn't care that much about Carson Wentz, but, at some point, this is the NFL. The kid needs touches. He needs to be on the field. So, in my mind, I keep thinking, I think the Vikings know he sucks. And they just don't trust him, hurt or healthy.
Not to...
This is my conspiracy theory, Nick.
I know. Or he isn't 100% and they don't want to throw him out there to the Wolves. But guess what? The Wolves are waiting on their schedule.
The Wolves just ate Carson Wentz.
He is expendable. I'm sorry.
This is the NFL. There's wolves on every team. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I get it is the Chargers.
This schedule. Listen to this. At Detroit versus Baltimore versus Chicago, at Green Bay, at Seattle. That's their next 5.
Jesus.
That's my point.
They're gonna go
it doesn't matter if he's healthy or
right.
not. He needs to play. He's not going to get better by sitting on the sidelines.
That's what I'm curious about, is because all of us, as just viewers of him from the outside, is just none of us know what J.J. McCarthy is. But they have so much more information about what he is from him being in the building. I wonder what their read is on him right now. Because I kept asking myself through that whole game, why is Carson... And I get, it was so obvious they had thrown him to the Wolves and then turned around and just walked away, as there were still how many minutes left in the game. But I do wonder what they see in J.J. McCarthy right now compared to when they made the decision to let Sam Darnold go be amazing somewhere else.
It's like that meme of the parents saving that kid in the water while the kid behind them is drowning, and then there's a skeleton at the bottom of the water. Carson Wentz is the skeleton at the bottom of the ocean, just sitting there, while J.J. McCarthy is just being held up with floaties on. God. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's enough about the Vikings, honestly. We know the Chargers are good. We'll see what they are at the end of the year. What else we got?
The Chargers need to stop letting Justin Herbert get hit so much.
Well, they got Joe Alt back, and that really helped their offensive line.
They look so different with Joe Alt there. But, man, you can't keep letting Justin Herbert get banged around.
But
like
he
that.
also is a guy who likes to just run out and improvise and run for positive gains and get hit. So you kind of got to let him do his thing a little bit. He made some incredible throws in the run in that game.
Yeah, he
Speaking
did.
of a different look, are the Giants going to look any different now that Cam Scatterbo is unfortunately out for the rest of the season? Look, you can go find the video of his injury. I don't recommend it if you have a squeamish stomach. That was the most clear, on-camera shot of a sideways ankle I think I've ever seen.
I still haven't seen it. I can't watch injuries like that.
His leg is literally hanging there in
Nope,
midair.
nope.
And just at the ankle, ankles aren't supposed to turn that way.
Do you want a more graphic description, Kate?
Yeah, please. Thanks for
Kind
picking
of.
up on that. That's what I'm hoping for.
The ankle being bent in an approximately 48-degree angle? Like, what do you want here? Yeah. No, they're going to look a lot different. You kind of saw it once he left. They battled. Jackson Dart's so freaking fun to watch, dude. Like, he kept them in that game as best he could, but once Scadaboo left, like, they had no running game, and the options were just limited. You already lost Malik Neighbors. Like, there's just a limited amount of weapons in that offense. I will say, regardless of how this season ends, you keep Brian Dable. Because that game, for as lopsided as the final score suggested it was, which was 38-20, the Giants got absolutely screwed on two key calls. One of them being Jalen Hurts going for a tush push and reaching the ball out and immediately getting it stolen out of his grasp. And they were like, forward progress. Nope. It's like, okay, so you can afford the quarterback the right to gain more yardage by reaching the ball out, but you don't afford the same freedom to the defender who can easily steal it from his grasp. That drive ended up in a touchdown. Would have been a big turnover for them. And then there was, I forget what the other play was in the fourth quarter where they just got screwed as well. And it would have led to a score for them. Like, it would have been a closer game than 38-20. I think that they have something going in New York. I do. I really do. But they are going to be a tougher offense to watch without Cam Scadaboo, who we know he runs hard. We know he's like a throwback running back, but he also caught a touchdown pass in that game. Like, he's multi-talented.
He's just a football player.
Hard-nosed, lunch pail kind of guy. Sneaky athletic, first in the door, last to leave, gym rat.
I would caution the Giants, though. I agree, Nick. I think they should keep Brian Daboll, and I was not a fan of his before this season. I didn't know why they kept him. If you're getting a new quarterback in there, like clean house, new slate, and just try and develop this guy. But clearly, Brian Daboll is doing something well.
He's the guy for
New York.
Dart. Like this, they have a thing going.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the other thing, though. I would caution Giants fans about, there's something I call the Stefanski line, Nick, right? Like, we're like,
God,
this coach is so good. He's a coach of the year. And okay, so why doesn't he? Why does good coach not coach good? Like, what are we talking about? But he's so good. At some point, you cross that Stefanski line. It's like, okay, maybe he's not that good. I hope Brian Daboll doesn't cross the Stefanski line, but we'll see in the future.
I kind of like this. I might borrow this. I kind of like that. I remember the other play, by the way, and it was the touchdown pass that Jackson Dart threw, I believe, on fourth down to Darius Slayton, which was an incredible play by Dart.
Yes.
A perfect throw. And Slayton scores. And it would have made it a one-score game, and they call Slayton for OPI. When they were just hand-fighting. And Dable lost his freaking mind. I've never seen somebody put a headset back on as vigorously as he did in that moment. He was like, losing his mind. He's all red-faced because he's always red-faced. And throws it on. I was like, you're going to break that headset over your own head. But that's how frustrating he was. Those are two big plays in that game that if they had gone the Giants' way as they should have, would have been a closer game. And we would probably view it a little bit differently. But
there was another... Go ahead.
No, I actually think Katie had something else that she was going to say. Did you?
It's nothing too pertinent, but the more I watch Jackson Dart, the more there's a few things. I wish A, obviously had Malik Neighbors and Cam Scadaboo for the whole season, and B, that they had put him in earlier. Like, what a difference in this offense. And yeah, it's great, sit on the bench, do your learning or whatever, but like, what a difference in this offense. And that's why with the Chargers, when I look at that game where they lost to the Giants, I don't put a whole lot of stock in that, because that was the holy shit, the Giants offense has arrived with Jackson Dart. He's our guy, Scadaboo's our guy. Like, it was when it all came together like that losing Scadaboo was just so hard, because you could, like, imagine if all those three guys were together for a whole season.
And that's why you keep your coach, because I think the potential is there. And can I take a victory lap real quick?
Of course.
I did earlier.
I know. That's why I'm doing it. You're right that they should have played him earlier. I just want to point out week 1 of the QB index. When I wrote about Russell Wilson, I said he will not have this job in October. He will lose this job before October.
Yeah.
And damn it, he did. And it should have been sooner than it was.
The Steelers won 10 games last year with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, who combined this season have one win between them. And the Jets got that win. And the Jets got that win.
Transition.
This weekend. You like how I did that there? Jets get their first win of the season, right? They beat the Bengals 39-38. They were down 38, what was it, 38-27 or... God, you guys are children. Children!
So what are you going to do, turn the car around?
Indubitably.
Yes, quite.
Talk about the Jets game, Nick. I give up.
Yeah, saying yeah. Fast talking high trousers. The Bengals collapsed, dude. Their defense is bad. We knew it was bad. They tried to pretend it wasn't bad in week 1, and we knew it was bad. They are dead last in almost every metric, including scoring and total yards allowed per game, and I believe rushing as well. And Breece Hall went nuts, and Isaiah Davis went nuts. Breece Hall threw a 2-point conversion to give them to cut the deficit to 6. Fields played all right, but it was more about the running game than anything. And the Jets overcome a 38-24 deficit in the fourth quarter. They put 23 points on the board in the fourth quarter and win by 1 in Cincinnati. And remind Bengals fans who were feeling all jolly after beating the Steelers with Joe Flacco that turns out your team still has a lot of problems that Joe Flacco can't make up for.
Yes, Katie's Lord and Savior Joe Flacco could not save them this weekend.
It was a bad week for my Joe Flacco MVP campaign. That
Right.
was so on track before this week. It felt almost obvious it was going to be him.
Duh. Hello.
Hated that for the MVP campaign, but I loved that for Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
He's just a likable guy.
And Justin Fields, who after
And
the
Justin
game
Fields.
said during the week he was laying on his closet floor crying, just praying to God for a win.
Oh, he's just like me. Just like me for real.
Which, I mean, who look, a good closet cry can fix a lot of things. I don't know if an NFL season is one of those, but you do you.
I'll cry.
You do you.
That's what I'm saying. Why does it have to be in the closet?
I don't know, but where else are you supposed to get a good cry in?
A shower.
Bed, face down in the pillow.
Also that.
A shower.
In my car.
Driving down the freeway.
Definitely, we have not done all of those.
No, I definitely haven't.
Definitely not.
No, totally not. No,
Not this week.
Not everything in the last
Guys,
year.
I'm gonna go have a good closet cry as soon as we get off this podcast. It's 3:14 down here in Tampa. It's closet crying.
Did
time.
you hear his quote about the noise about Woody Johnson,
The owner of the team.
the owner of the team?
No, what was it?
Nick, it was something about outside noise. But I should have looked this up before I brought it up. I thought you guys would.
Yeah, he said it on the field after the game where he was like, "Yeah, with all the noise."
You can't
And
even
I
say
was
outside
thinking,
because it's very inside noise. That's your owner.
Yeah.
What did Woody Johnson say about Justin Fields?
He said
I missed this.
they might be good if they could complete a pass.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that.
On this podcast, we don't necessarily love Woody Johnson.
No, not really. I like Justin Fields. I appreciate his vulnerability after the win. I will say this. I appreciate the vulnerability of saying, just how emotionally taxing this has been on him, as I'm sure Jets fans can appreciate because, well, they're Jets fans. But at the end of the day, look, Justin Fields' predecessor was Aaron Rodgers, right? The darkness retreats, the ayahuasca, seeing the Hat Man, all that stuff. His predecessor, Sam Darnold, seeing ghosts and whatnot.
Mononucleosis.
And then his predecessor, a couple quarterbacks removed, was the butt fumbler. So Jets quarterbacks kind of have a knack of getting known for, some certain things. So maybe, just maybe, Justin, keep that. I appreciate the vulnerability. Thank you for sharing. Keep that noise inside when it comes to just, putting that out there. Just some advice. You can take it. Don't have to take it. Again, I appreciate the vulnerability. Thank you for sharing.
Take it or you could throw it right back.
But
I feel like you just described like a weird Legion of Doom. Like the butt fumbler is like a bad Batman villain from the 60s. The Riddler, the Joker, the butt fumbler.
jumping Johannesburg, Batman, it's the butt fumbler.
The Crier, the Darkness Retreater. Best friends with the Hat Man.
Watch out, Sam Darnold is going to try and kiss you with his... Wait, did he have a mono?
Mono!
the germ
Mono-Man.
spreader. He
He
has
infects
six
you with the kissing
senses,
disease.
but he can't see ghosts.
Ah.
He can only see mononucleosis. Tonight on Days of Our Jets.
Days of our Jets.
That's such a good title. So thank you, Justin. But again, maybe you don't want to join the Days of Our Jets, even though I feel like at this point you have. Good for the Jets, though. They finally get a win under head coach Aaron Glenn for the first time. Anything else left to talk about? I mean, we got a couple of things. Who the hell are the Dolphins? I don't know.
No, we
I
already
don't think
covered
they
that
do.
in passing.
Look,
I don't
Jets
care
won a
about
game.
that.
Ravens somehow won a game with Cooper Rush, thus keeping them in.
No,
the-
Snoop Huntley.
Yeah. Thank
Oh,
you,
it's
Katie.
Snoop?
Damn,
God,
damn
I
near
knew.
blew my ears out. Damn near blew my ears out, making sure Sean got that one right. Thank you. That was worth it.
I'm always honking that it should never be Cooper Rush. Snoop Huntley runs just like
I
Lamar.
agree.
I don't
agree.
understand if they're like the closest comp. It's not one for one with Lamar Jackson, but in terms of like how he runs, how he plays, I've been honking about Snoop Huntley. He should have been there the whole time. Why did they pay Cooper Rush?
I was talking with a Ravens fan doing a story last week, and he was talking. I said, why are you guys throwing Cooper Rush out there so many times? Like, why did you get rid of Snoop? For the exact same reason that you said, Katie. Like, yes, they are not exactly the same, but he can run the same type of offense, or close to it, that Lamar Jackson can, when Cooper Rush definitely cannot.
No.
Like, the playbook becomes a lot smaller when Cooper Rush is out there.
And how could you possibly choose Cooper Rush over a former Pro Bowl quarterback, Snoop Huntley? But yeah,
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
it was pretty obvious. I mean, from Rush's first start, I was shocked that they stuck with him that long, too. And this was more of a classic Ravens win. Derrick Henry had a decent day. Snoop did a good job of moving the ball down the field when he had the opportunities. The defense forced turnovers.
Roquan
It was a
Smith looked
complete win for
good,
them.
and he didn't look good
Yeah.
before he got hurt. Mm-hmm. Not the same.
No. Yeah.
Didn't look the same.
So, I just caution, Sean, watch out.
No,
The
I
Ravens
absolutely am.
may be coming.
My coworker Mark is a huge Bears fan, and I'm like, dude, I need your Bears to beat the Ravens this week because like the Steelers need to stack wins and the Ravens need to stack losses if Pittsburgh wants to win this division title comfortably. It's not going to happen until Lamar Jackson comes back, obviously. And he was like, yeah, you take care of the Packers too. I'm like, all right, bet, yeah, Steelers beat the Packers. You
you
guys
both failed.
Neither of that happened. Both
So-
banana peel, like the Steelers uniform.
Where in the world in which stacking wins is down here and stacking losses is down here?
I
Where
didn't
is
see
stacking?
Your
either
hands are
your
out of
hands.
screen.
Yeah, your hands are out of screen.
Don't worry,
so I
it'll
know
work for
you
social.
moved your hands. I just don't know where they were.
In a world where stacking wins
In a
is
world.
here and stacking losses, my headphone cord stuck, is here, where is stacking pancakes? Because I could go for some breakfast right now. And I'm not talking about pancakes that are offensive linemen. When you said stacking, all I could think about was a big old stack of IHOP pancakes.
That's what this build-up is too.
Yep,
It's about
and that's the
pancakes.
sign. And that is my way of telling you that we need to end the show.
I was going to say, this has been episode 85 of the Gridiron Podcast. Thanks so much for listening. For Nick Steve Austin, and Katie Caldwell. Katie stormed the Capitol Caldwell. That's definitely going to stick. That is definitely going to stick. I'm Sean Barie. Thank you so much. Be sure to check us out. Share us with your friends. Like, subscribe, share. Hit us up on Instagram at GridironPod. You can email us at thegridironpodcast3, thegridironpodcast3 at gmail.com. Damn those other two. Yeah, all that fun. Until
Wow.
next week, I'm Sean Barie. Live life in the fast lane.
Good night, Canada.
I got nothing. I just
Nick wants
exhausted my
pancakes.
creativity. I do. I'm gonna go eat. I'm hungry. Good night, Canada.